Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Elder Steve. Today we're going to be talking about the David Jeremiah Study Bible. If after watching the video you like it, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you are interested in hearing more about my Bible reviews, be sure and subscribe to my channel. And finally, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments section below. So as I said, today we're talking about the David Jeremiah Study Bible. As you can see, I bought that on sale at a local Christian bookstore. If you like David Jeremiah, you're going to love this Bible. Even if you don't know who David Jeremiah is, I think you're going to find there's a lot of value in this and a lot of valuable information in this Bible. So this is the NIV translation. It does come in NIV and New King James. With that in mind, let's look at the front cover. It comes in a nice hard box, and you see that there's over 60 essentials of the Christian faith, different articles. There's 8,000 study notes, and there's a bunch of sidebars. Probably the most valuable piece of information, though, besides God's Word in here is, and it draws me in very often, is this Teacher's Topical Index. And so we'll take a look at that as well. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the David Jeremiah Study Bible. This is the genuine leather edition. It comes in various editions, but this is genuine leather. So you take a look at that. As we open it up, there's a lot of information in terms of the introduction. There's a letter from David Jeremiah, why he did this Bible, studying the Bible. So how do we do that? What does it say? What does it mean? And what does it mean to you? The idea here of observation, interpretation, and application. David talks about why he actually has the passion for creating the study Bible. Talks about the unique features, the book introductions, the study notes, the cross-referencing, online resources, and then the sidebars here. You take a look at this. This is very valuable. Probably one of the most valuable pieces, like as I said, besides God's Word in here. But we've got the idea of picture this, the history, FYI, tough questions for reflection, and then the teaching points. And there's actually here, I've got this marked, a topical index for teachers. So if you're interested in teaching and you're looking for some material for that, this Teacher's Topical Index is just fantastic. You can see there's all kinds of topics from atonement, baptism, the Bible. There's death, direction, confession, the church, family, failure, faith, heaven, hell, God's will, prophecy, peace, mercy. Lots of good information. And if we say something like here, we want to study a little bit about tithing and what's the concept, what does it mean, and is it still applicable today in 2021? So we got tithing, and in this section we've got the promise by Jacob from Genesis. You've got some references: Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Matthew, Malachi, Luke, 2 Corinthians, and Hebrew. So you could do a nice study, a topical study on the concept of tithing, and then from there maybe go into stewardship. So lots of good information there. Then it continues with the whole idea of some background information on the NIV translation itself. So now we go into Genesis. Let's go into God's Word. You can see this is it's a double column laid out, very similar to a lot of study Bibles where they got the text on top and the information, the notes, if you will, study notes below. But here you see it's FYI. So here, right away, David's telling us that in chapter 1 of Genesis, in verses 1, 2, and 26, we see there are hints of the Trinity. I flip through here, and I see, essentials of the Christian faith, talking about God as the creator. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs as God the creator with biblical references, and that's really writing from Genesis 1 and 2. And the teaching points, if you want to teach about God's design for marriage, from chapter 2, verse 23 and 20 to 25 in Genesis, David lays it out. There's 7 bullet points to use. And another FYI, before and after the fall. What was God like? Or what was Adam and Eve like? Well, here, a good example. So before Adam and Eve sinned, they enjoyed 3 special privileges. 1, they were in communion with God. They knew God as He is, and they possessed spiritual life. So after the fall, what were the effects of sin? Well, their intimate communion with God was broken. Remember when they hid from God? When they believed Satan's lie, their knowledge was corrupted and their understanding of God damaged. And perhaps most important, Instead of knowing life as they once had known it with God, they began to know death. So then what does that all mean? Well, then David goes on to say, our present condition, apart from God, our present condition mirrors what Adam and Eve knew after the fall. 1, we are alienated from God. 2, we are ignorant of the truth of God. We are condemned by physical and spiritual death. So that's a great way to kind of take a look at it. I could teach on that, on the fall right there. And you go through there. So a lot of different things. Again, the power of the obituary column, reflection, who are the sons of God. In Genesis 6:6 talks about the sons of God. There's 3 theories to that. And that type of information is laid out throughout here. There we see the sons of Jacob and the 12 tribes. And how many times do you try to name the 12 tribes and you got to remember, okay, there's Judah, there's Levi, there's Simeon, Reuben, Asher, and what else? Well, here's the chart right there clearly. Now, not only does it say the birth order, it says the son's name, it says who the mother was, what the meaning of his name meant, the location of the tribe, and then the tabernacle site. So you could do a great study on that. Continuing through here, and that whole deal, those sidebars continues throughout the Bible. Here's an FYI, True Revival. Again, if you're looking, Nehemiah. Nehemiah is a great book to teach on, talking about the gated community in Nehemiah 3. Reflection under attack, power of righteous anger. How many times we talk about anger, righteous anger? There's some good bullet points on that. So you go through here, and then you get into the New Testament. New Testament's laid out the same way. So what about the Old Testament covenant from Galatians 3:17 and 18? David talks about that in a nice paragraph. So lots of good information. And here, as you see all this stuff, I did not actually reference any of the study sections, the study notes themselves, but I could. But a lot of good information down here. So we continue. And then, the essentials. What about the New Jerusalem as mentioned in Revelation 21, verses 1 and 2? There we go. Several paragraphs about the New Jerusalem, right? The preparation in heaven, the absence of sin, indescribable beauty, the gigantic proportions, the godly city, the city of life. Tremendous information here. Then after the book of Revelation, I have a concordance, and you can see a very thorough concordance. I enjoy that. Concordance is very valuable to you. Then after the concordance, it gets into harmony of the Gospels. Okay, lots of harmonies of the Gospel information here. Talking about the truth of John the Baptist, talking about the beginnings of Jesus' ministry, of Jesus in Galilee, and on and on and on. Just page after page after page. Again, if you want to do a study on the harmony of the Gospels, this is a great way to do it. The final week in Jerusalem, what was that like? And then we continue the prophecies of the Messiah. Okay, what are the Old Testament prophecies? And we continue with a couple pages here at the end, blank pages for notes, and then of course we got to have our maps, and they have some maps in here, 6 pages of maps. So overall, one terrific Bible. Like I said, if you like David Jeremiah as a pastor, you're going to love this Bible. And even if you don't know who David Jeremiah is, there's a lot of good information in here. I used it a lot for teaching. I love his outlines. David has a good way of kind of condensing to small bite-sized nuggets that I can really dig my teeth into. So again, this is the David Jeremiah Study Bible. If you're going to the store, it looks like that on the cover in NIV, but like I said, it also comes in New King James. Fantastic Bible. So again, if you would please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. And then finally, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments section below. With that in mind, this is Elder Steve, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you.